Hello there, my name is Jason Schmaltz and I'm an AMGA single pitch instructor, and today I'm going to show you how to set up a Belay Rappel for when you take people out rappelling for the first time and you want them to experience the control of the rappel but also be safe. Okay, so I'm going to show you how to set that up off this cliff. I've already built a natural anchor with what's called an N-rig, which is a V-shaped master point with a tether, which I have tied off on a gree-gree. There's another video that we have that you can watch to learn how to do that if you don't know. So be sure to check that out. And hey, if you like this content, be sure to like and subscribe. We're really looking for subscribers right now to get more exposure on YouTube. Really appreciate it. So I have my two anchors, my two natural anchors that way and that way. And now I need to build a master point. And actually for a belay rappel, you want to build two master points. One that's dedicated to the belay and one that's dedicated to the rappel. So the way that we'll build a master point with static line is do what's called a BHK knot, or big honking knock. So what you do is you take both strands of rope, you bring them together, so now I have 4 strands of rope. And actually a trick for tying this knot is a little bit easier, is to take a carabiner, and that way you don't have to try to keep a hold of all 4 strands. Let me see if I can get enough material here to make my first master point. There we go. All right, cool. So you can see that's a double master point there. And I'm going to just leave that carabiner in there because that's going to be for my belay, or I'm sorry, my rappel. And then I want to build another master point directly below that. So let's do that. Again, take the 2 strands of rope, bring them together to make 4. I'll use another locker. And pull that carabiner through. I'll try to work that knot back as much as I can close to the other one. There we go. And now I got 2 master points with carabiners on each. And now I'm ready to set up my rappel and my belay. So I have a static line here for the anchor, and then I'm going to use my climbing rope for the rappel and the belay. So the first thing I want to do is I want to have the rappel between me and my client who's going to come from this side of the anchor system. So I'm going to go ahead and take the line that I'm going to use for my rappel, which will be this line, and rig it to the top part because it's going to be a lot easier for my to the top anchor, because it'll be a lot easier for my client to get into. And I'm going to take the midpoint of the rope here, come in and do a munter on a mule, or a munter mule knot. Okay, so the way I tie that is I take what's going to be the break of the munter mule, which will not be the rappel part. I put that in the back. And then I take that break strand again and I come around to the front and put it in the carabiner again. And now I have my munter, and now I have to make my mule. So I make a loop, come around the rope, and pull it through. I have basically my slip knot now. And then I take that loop or bite I just made and do an overhand. And I try to stack those really nice to reduce the amount of slippage that I'll have. And then go ahead and lock down. And now I can throw down my, my rappel. I've already coiled my rope so that the top of the rope is the end of it. So I only have to do a couple butterfly coils. And I can toss that down, rope. And that's clean all the way to the bottom, okay? So I got that munter mule locked, okay? And that's gonna stay locked, and that's what my client will be on. So now the second part I need to do is the belay. And so I want my client to tie into this end. So I'm going to, and I've coiled my rope so that this is on the top of this pile. So it's all ready to go to them. So I'm gonna go ahead and take a little bit of line so that I can toss it to my client when it's time for them to come to me. And again, I'm gonna do my munter, just a munter though. Okay, so again, I take what's gonna be the brake hand, which is this side. This will be the client side. Okay, put that there, and then come around, take the brake line again, come around to the front, and clip that into the carabiner. I can test my munter. I can see, okay, yeah, this munter's working. Lock that in. And go ahead and toss this line to the client so that they can get tied in and come to me and set up their rappel. Another thing that's good to do if you have a really inexperienced client is to go ahead and pre-rig the rappel for them. So we're not going to do extended rappel here. We're just going to do a regular rappel because they're on belay. So I can go ahead and take my ATC and rig it through the rappel line like this. Clip it. I don't need to lock it yet because they have to put it on their belay loop. And now that's ready. As soon as they come over, they're going to clip it right to their belay loop. Okay, so let's go ahead and let our client come get into the system and see how that works. Okay, so now I'm going to have my client Dan come to me. He's on belay with a munter right here. This is locked. I'm still on tether with my gree with the backup overhand knot. And I have my ATC ready for him to come clip into. This is unlocked, so he can easily put it on his belay loop. Also, when you have your client coming toward a kind of precarious edge like this, you may want to girth hitch a tree or something with a little extra handle they can hold on to. Always trying to anticipate the client's needs a little bit for comfort as well as safety. Okay? All right, Dan, so you can come on over here and I will keep you on belay as you come to me on this munter. Nice. Good job. There you go. All right, and then you can put your feet where mine were and go ahead and straddle the rappel line. Okay. So if my client doesn't know how to hook into an ATC, I can just have them relax for a minute and I can clip it in for them. Or if they already know how to do it, I can allow them to do it and then I'll just check them. So Dan's now clipped in to the ATC. He's ready to go ahead and put his brake hand on the ATC. And go ahead and start leaning back, Dan. And as he leans back, I'm going to keep him tight on my rappel or on my belay at first. And then I'm going to let him engage the brake. And as he engages the brake, I'm going to loosen my belay. Okay? So now I have my belay loosened. He is controlling the ATC, and if he's still new to rappelling, I may coach him one more time, although hopefully I've done some pre-work with him on what is brake and then how he releases that. And then now I can allow him to rappel while on belay, and I'll show you how that goes. Okay, Dan, so go ahead and rappel slowly. Yep. And I'm going to keep about 6 inches of slack in this belay line. And you can see I'm just belaying him with the munter. So as you can see, I just continue to feed the belay through the munter. All right, go ahead and stop, Dan. So in the case that my client gets stuck, which could happen, I need to release the rappel line, like if their hair is stuck in the ATC or something like that, and they can no longer lower on their own, the beauty about this system is this rappel line is releasable, and then I can lower them on belay. So first thing is I need to put a munter mule on the belay line like this. So there's my slip knot, and then my overhand. Okay, so that's locked in, and now I can go hands-free and release his rappel. So go ahead and pop the overhand out, and I can pull the slip knot out. And I can tell Dan, you might feel a little pop on the rappel line. Here it comes. Okay, and I'm going to just deload that line or unload that line. So I've released the rappel line. I still have the munter in just to keep a little bit of friction so the rope doesn't slip all the way through. You could easily take that out as well depending on the situation you were in. But now I want to release the belay so I can lower him. So I've released the overhand, and now I will release the slip knot. So Dan, you'll feel a little pop on the belay. Here it comes. Okay. And now I can lower him on a munter. And that's the beauty of the Belay Rappel system, is that it's fully releasable. So if the client gets stuck and you need to help them get down, you can do that. And that's the beauty of the Belay Rappel system, is that you have two munters with mules on them, so they're releasable. So you have full control over the client if they need help to be lowered down. Hey, I hope you enjoyed that video. If you liked it, please consider subscribing to our channel. We're really trying to get up to 1,000 subscribers right now. So I really appreciate your support. Hey, I'll see you out at the crag.